Hi, my name is Kiam Ibrahim, and I'll be answering the Chapter 12 discussion board. For question 1, which assessment formats were most helpful to your learning as a student? Which formats were least helpful? For me as a student, I found that performance-based assessments, like projects, essays, class presentations, things like that, were most helpful for my learning. They allowed me to show what I understood in my own way and apply it with what I've learned creatively. For example, when I had a group presentation, I learned how to research, organize ideas, and put my concepts into words, which made the information stick for me better. On the other hand, multiple choice tests were least helpful to me because sometimes I understood the material, but I struggled with anxiety or the wording of questions, so I would have to read the question over and over and over again to really understand it. According to the textbook, assessment should be designed to support student learning and growth rather than just measure it. I think performance-based assessments do a better job of showing the true understanding of students instead of things like multiple choice. Question number 2, as a teacher, when might you use test-based assessments, exams, quizzes, or worksheets? As a teacher, I would probably use test-based assessments when I want to check if the students are understanding the material in my class or they're understanding certain concepts, especially for a new topic. For example, short quizzes or worksheets can be good for reviewing vocabulary, checking reading comprehension, or measuring math skills. It explains in the textbook that test-based assessments are useful for monitoring student progress and accountability. They both help teachers and students to see what needs more review. However, I'd try to keep these tests very low pressure and use them more as a learning tool instead of something that causes stress. For question number 3, as a teacher, when might you use performance assessments? Like the writing or the projects I mentioned earlier, I would use performance assessments when I want students to apply what they've learned in the class in creative ways. Like a social studies class, students could create essays or a project that shows what they've learned throughout the unit instead of just tests on a paper. Performance assessments are great for helping students develop critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills. In the textbook, it notes that performance assessments encourage students to demonstrate knowledge through authentic tasks. I think these kinds of activities not only show what students know, but also build confidence and ownership in their learning.